and that served as a reminder of reality. I communicate it to my kids. Imagine, I said, landing with perhaps $150 in an 8 million person city. Individuals. You don't have any contacts? Nothing. Your rucksack is worn out. Clothing? And you're alone. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. We are delving into Thepa Warhouse Sylvester Stallone's world, his daring way of living, blockbuster plots, and the most recent buzz-making headline. If you enjoy legendary Hollywood-style storylines, hit that click like and subscribe to ensure that you are constantly up to date. Let's begin. July saw the birth of Sylvester Gardino Stallone. New York City, June 6, 1946 came into the world under difficult conditions that would influence a large portion of his tenacity and resolve later in life. His birth was especially chilling, leading to issues which partially paralyzed Theus's left side. This state influenced his speech and the unique insult that would eventually turn into one of his trademarks as a performer. Stallone's were characterized by a combination of hardship, aspirations, and the impact of a complicated family history. Francesco, his father Sr. Frank Stallone, was Italian, a hairdresser who was an immigrant, and Jacqueline Jackie, his mother Stallone, was of Eastern and French descent, European heritage, and had a vibrant work as a female astrologer, promoter of wrestling, and a dancer. The home was anything but conventional. Teeming with lively characters, which are characterized by volatility as well. When Stallone was a child, his parents got divorced, young, and a large portion of his early years were spent negotiating. This broken household and Frank, his younger siblings later on, Stallone Jr. would seek acting and music careers. However, both guys were influenced in their early years by the difficulties of being raised in a setting with little stability. Stallone's strength was not education. Early in life, he had difficulties academical and received a dismissal from numerous schools, partly because of his speech and behavioral problems. In spite of these obstacles, he shown a strong desire to engage in physical activities and the arts. Frequently use imagination as a way to vent his annoyance. Writing, drawing, and sports activities provided him with a way out, and hinted at the multi-skilled artist he would become in the end. His difficult childhood gave him a sense of perseverance and persistence, traits that later described both of his on-screen personas and his actual professional path. In his teenage years, Stallone lived with his mother in Maryland for a while, prior to going to school in Pennsylvania. This is where his early interest in performance started to grow. Form. He took part in plays and started to think about behaving in a throat, in spite of his fears regarding breath and look and speech. These early encounters provided him with the initial impression of the stage, igniting the conviction that he could direct his difficulties into performance. An important turning point was when Stallone, a student at the American University of Switzerland and then the university, he studied drama at the University of Miami. However, he didn't finish his degree. And high exposure to theater and acting classes performance increased his enthusiasm for performance and narrative. He started during this time composing scripts, referencing his personal hardships and the experiences of the working class that he observed all around him. This tendency to change using hardship to create art would become essential to his artistic persona. Early in life, Stallone was characterized by instability as well as a strong desire to establish his worth. The blend of birth difficulties and a tumultuous family life and his initial academic difficulty created a perseverance that would ultimately lead him to achievement. However, what they failed to anticipate is someone hasn't experienced that kind of they truly don't miss the money. And to put it another way, if you haven't taken AO don't mind bouncing, Rolls-Royce and a Volkswagen, you don't possess that context. Career and achievement. Stallone's tumultuous childhood and resolve to transform adversity into, in the end, art paid off with a discovery that would alter both his Hollywood culture and the environment. In 1976, following years of hardship as a known performer, doing minor parts in he wrote off-Broadway plays and films, Rocky's screenplay motivated midway in part to his personal experiences as an undergone by a boxing battle in real life between Chuck Wepner and Muhammad Ali. Stallone demanded to take the lead role oneself in spite of pressure from studios to market the script to additional lone actors. His risk paid off. Rocky rose to fame in the culture, earning more than $225 million globally and winning 3 Academy Awards, including Great Image. Stallone himself was given nominations for the Academy Awards for both Best Performer and the Most Inventive Screenplay, with Orson Welles and Charlie Chaplin being among the few individuals ever nominated for the same movie in both categories. Rocky's victory sparked Stallone into a global celebrity and solidified his status as a top man in Hollywood. Because to the movie's popularity, an iconic franchise that grew over 4 decades in which Stallone played the same part portrays Rocky Balboa in several follow-ups. Every installment represented both the character development and the development of Stallone as an artist, and he assumed more creative command, guiding a number of the Rocky movies, especially the way he manages to balance nasty genuineness with a larger-than-life perspective. The series drama served as a foundation for American motion pictures. The 1980s saw Stallone perform strengthen his career even more, with another iconic figure as John Rambo, starting with 1982's First Blood. The Rambo flicks portrayed him as an action star, hero with tremendous ferocity and physical presence. The franchise evolved into a worldwide occurrence, especially during the period of the Cold War, and became Stallone one of the highest-paid celebrities of the decade. In addition to appear similar to Bruce, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Willis contributed to defining the contemporary action genre that combines explosive extravagance featuring themes of resiliency, survival, and patriotism. During his career, Stallone shouted opabody, switching between writing, both directing and acting. He worked with significant industry characters and participated in the Hollywood action elite, even helping to establish the Planet Hollywood restaurant chain features Willis and Schwarzenegger in the 1990s, a project that demonstrated his crossover appeal outside of the screen. Although not all of his films received critical acclaim or financial success, his tenacity and his capacity for self-reinvention kept him in the front of popular culture. The 2010 and the late 2000s brought a career of evil of Rocky Balboa 2006, which brought viewers back to an ancient but a more sage version of his favorite personality. 2010 saw him develop and starred in the franchise The Expendables, that brought some of the largest action-together stars of all time, which further supports his impact on the genre. His Rocky Balboa's performance in the 2015 film Creed brought him fresh praise from critics, encompassing a Golden Globe and a nomination for Best Academy Award supporting role, demonstrating that high influence across several generations. The legacy of Stallone extends beyond film, as well as monetary and entrepreneurial. His enduring properties, Rocky, The Expendables, and Rambo have earned billions of dollars in total revenue globally, putting him among the most Hollywood's bankable stars. Beyond success at the box office, his forays into composing, producing, and directing Shibit, a career based on vision, self-control, and unwavering determination. Today, Sylvester Stallone is regarded as a Hollywood star and a representation offers his professional accomplishments more than just star power is reflected. It represents the spirit of the underdog he forced estimated in Rocky by turning adversity into artistic expression, redefining the archetype of the action hero, and abandoning some of the greatest films ever. Mededumless figures, Stallone Saft, is still forming the industry and motivate the next generation of entertainers and narrators. So I kind of bumped into that place and I was unable to pay for a place. So I was dozing off in transit stops and obtaining waking up throughout the day, or calling the police beat. Hey, where do you go next? To what end? Toth? Postal service? Where should I go? Revenue and prosperity. Sylvester Stallone's prosperity is just as renowned as his acting career, having a net worth estimated to be between $400 million to $450 million based on several financial sources. The foundation of his riches has been decades of popular films, successful franchises, and astute commercial decisions, which make him among the most consistently lucrative Hollywood's greatest stars. From the Rocky's moment of becoming a worldwide sensation, Stallone's career path in 1976 changed significantly, not just in terms of fame, but also in terms of earning capacity. At the height of his profession, he was one of the world's most paid action stars, uncomparable to Bruce and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Willis, the Rambo and Rocky movie franchise to be essential to Stallone's finance, with numerous reboots, sequels, and sequels. The films have earned billions of dollars globally, making sure he's not just big upfront salaries, as well as back-end earnings from proceeds from the box office. And in addition to acting, Stallone has made investments in several commercial endeavors. During the 1990s, he was one of the founders of Planet Hollywood chain of restaurants with Arnold Bruce Willis and Arnold Schwarzenegger, economical and cultural phenomenon during its most prosperous years. Additionally, he has earned money through personal fitness, endorsements, partnerships, and licensing agreements connected to his well-known roles as Rambo and Rocky. Despite recent developments, Stallone still to profit from projects in the streaming era, and his crime of Paramount Plus Tulsa King 2022. Drame increased his visibility to television viewers and demonstrated his capacity for adaptation, both creatively and financially, to adapt entertainment environments. In addition to leftovers from a catalog spanning decades, Stallone has a consistent and substantial revenue flow. Stallone's wealth is indicative of more than simply huge paychecks. It symbolizes a profession that is defined by ownership, durability, and by exercising creative authority over his most recognizable figures. Entering the production market and making investment specializing in business and real estate, hinged from a struggling actor who previously made rent by selling his dog, became one of the richest and most significant individuals, life and way of life. Beyond his impressive professional accomplishments with monetary prosperity, Sylvester Stallone's way of life is indicative of his inventiveness, self-control, and enthusiasm, a way of life that surpasses Hollywood's sets. Renowned for his fierce commitment to physical fitness and his enthusiasm, Stallone has developed a passion for the arts. Personal existence that is full with many interests, charitable giving, and times obsolete contemplation, highlighting the man behind the character of the action hero. Among one of Stallone's most persistent interests is visual art. His acting career began long before when his career took off. He drew and painted. Additionally, his artwork today is displayed in galleries all across the world. His vibrant canvases provide a peek into his own life, demonstrating that his creativity is not limited to movies. Both fans and collectors have arrived at like his artwork as much as his films. As Stallone himself explains art as a more enduring and intimate medium of speech, as opposed to action. Naturally, his everyday routine still revolves around fitness. Life. Stallone, even in his 70s, keeps up a strict exercise routine, evidence of the discipline that was beneficial him create his legacy as an action star. His passion for martial arts and boxing still has an impact on his way of life. He frequently offers training insights and inspirational talks with admirers. This commitment to physical well-being is equal to his concern for general health, making him a lasting representative of motivation for individuals aiming to endurance and toughness. Additionally, Stallone relishes the joys of family life. He is a loving spouse on his 3 daughters' father, frequently leaving snippets of their tight relationship. His daughters have carried on his legacy. Steps in the entertainment industry and modeling sectors, as well as Stallone accepts his position as a mentor, while commemorating their freedom. Another aspect of philanthropy is the lifestyle of Stallone. Over time, he has backed factors that range from programs for veterans of the military to children's medical research and charitable organizations. His participation has frequently mirrored themes of tenacity and fortitude that characterize his profession, as he contributes his name materials and donation to groups that support the underprivileged. Additionally, he has sold memorabilia at auction and charity artwork, leveraging his notoriety to have a noticeable impact and not without disputes. Stallone has come under fire from the people at Pierce. He has handled court cases, divorces that are well reported, as well as private difficulties, in addition to complaints regarding purported use of performance boost. In his later years, rather than allowing these disputes, Stallone has utilized them to eclipse him as chances to reflect on oneself and by candidly admitting errors and concentrating on his future. He has strengthened his reputation as a combatant, note in real life, not just on film. Regarding Stallone's unique style as a combination of tough masculinity and sophisticated, sharp outfits are his preference for appearances in public, but is equally at ease, wearing casual clothing or workout attire that accentuates his athletic build. His wardrobe selections show off both his Italian-American ancestry and his Hollywood status. Timeless, robust, and assured, starring Sylvester Stallone. A person's lifestyle reflects their principles that influenced his professional life: discipline, inventiveness, and fortitude. Whether he's at his studio painting, working out at the gym, or spending time with his existence with his family is based on enthusiasm and intent. These endeavors, in addition to his charitable endeavors, the capacity to endure and challenges, give his legacy more substance. Similar to his character, Stallone's lifestyle embodied reveals the tally of a man who is constantly engaged in combat, changing and motivating, which makes him not a cultural symbol rather than just a cinematic legend. Whose impact goes well beyond this screen. I adore it. Additionally, your reality program is a huge success. You, the family, Stallone, well, as your wife and daughters, you're simply put, did you ever believe that you would appear on a reality show? No, as never before. And oh, is there a camera? I ask. Yes. Hello. Interpersonal connections. Just as much as the career of Sylvester Stallone is characterized by grit and persistence, as well as his own existence influenced by the lengthy, intricate tale of his union with Flavin, Jennifer. First, the two crossed routes in the latter part of the 1980s, when Stallone was already well known around the world and Flavin started out as a teenage model that to leave her mark. In spite of their substantial age disparity, the connection was made right away, and in 1997 by getting married, they cemented their relationship. For many years, they worked together to build what seems to be among the most long-lasting alliances. The pair brought up 3 daughters, Sion, Sophia, and Scarlett, would later sculpt their personal careers in entertainment, modeling, as well as television. Family life turned into a major aspect of Stallone's latter life, with the performer frequently expressing his pride in the role of father. Even the Stallone started a reality show called The Family Stallone, giving admirers an intimate glimpse of their dynamism. To the external environment, the family seemed close-knit, with Jennifer's grounding force. The car brought over $100,000 at auction, almost double its initial worth, thanks to partly due to the providence of its celebrity. Stallone still likes to drive today, even though his decisions tend to smooth sports cars and cozy luxuries of vehicles that blend performance and usefulness. He's been observed driving Bentleys and Rolls-Royce automobiles, which project refining while maintaining the gravity a legend in Hollywood. Regarding extended journeys, Stallone ethically favors private aircraft, which is essential for a man who has a busy schedule between Florida, Los Angeles and global sets. The change reflects, in addition to his wealth, his desire important factors for efficiency and privacy of a life in the public eye. Present way of life, as the events of 2025 progress, Sylvester Stallone is still a powerful influence, AAF intersection of sentimentality and inventiveness, combining his legendary action hero origins with fresh imaginative endeavors. Regarding one's career, Stallone has a strong connection to Tulsa King, the crime drama on Paramount Plus, that now forms the basis of his recent efforts. By 2025, Stallone airprints relevance, rather than recreating heritage, but by extending his imaginative palette from a grim autobiography, new TV series, and charitable endeavors. He continues, talent both new and devoted. Fancier. The equilibrium of self-reflection and impact highlight a professional advantage that continues to punch with intent. Energetic, grounded, and clearly Stallone. We have now reached the conclusion of this tale. Don't miss the other if you liked this one. Celebrity adventures are awaiting you on screen. Many thanks for viewing.